Alrighty, we're up at 12:30 here. 12:30 on the dot. We're at our weather impact alert this afternoon. So what we wanted to do, I want to show you a few things that we're looking at here in the Weather Center, kind of get you up to speed on what's going on. Obviously, this weather impact alert, not all of them are equal. Today has a higher end threat because of the larger hail that we're anticipating. There's our dog walking forecast that we just had up a few seconds ago. If you're going to walk the dog, now before 2 o'clock, because between 2 and 4 is when we think the storms are coming into St. Louis. So those storms right now are down to our southwest. We already have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings here down along 44. This is just east of Springfield. So down in the Ozarks, this is where the storms are starting to get going right now. And they're quickly developing here. They're growing fast. Part of that's because we have the moisture returning here very quickly. There's also forcing coming in from the west to provide the lift. So these storms are going to be hail producers right off the get-go, and I think that's what we're going to end up with. Now, they're still a ways away. We go back, here's Rolla, northwise in there, going down Highway 63. You've still got another hour and a half in those areas before it becomes more of a concern. But really, starting at 1 o'clock down towards Rolla is when our concern starts to really ramp up. For the metro area, it's probably between 2 and 4. Significant severe storms. And when we say significant, we talk about this frequently. There's severe thunderstorms. They're marginal. They may have a few wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. They may have some quarter-size hail. That's a severe thunderstorm. These thunderstorms may have stronger winds, especially in southeast Missouri, but that hail size could be golf balls, in some cases up to tennis ball, perhaps baseball size, and there's the potential for even larger than that. I think we're probably going to top out around baseball size in St. Louis. That causes a tremendous amount of damage. So make sure you have your notifications on, everything's being charged up this afternoon, and be ready to act quickly. If you've got the opportunity right now to maybe run an errand this afternoon that's going to take you somewhere where you can charge up, let's say or not charge up, that's what I'm going to be doing here, speaking of charging devices. Oh good, it's already charged up. You could run an errand where maybe as the storms are coming through, you're close to a shopping center that has a parking garage. You're close to a hospital that has a parking garage, or one of the casinos that has a parking garage. Trying to get your car into cover to protect it. That's where the biggest cost associated with hail damage comes from. And you definitely don't want to be on the road. You definitely don't want to be stopping under an overpass to protect your car and jamming up traffic on the interstate. All right, so the tornado watch has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center. That covers all of our area. And much of our area is covered by that higher end level 4 out of 5 risk. And that does splice right through the city of St. Louis. But even though north and west, the risk drops off, don't discount any thunderstorms that develop in those areas, because even up around Troy, up around Bowling Green, out towards Herman, if we get those storms to develop, and not everybody's going to get one, but if we get them to develop, then the potential is certainly there that they're going to be able to create severe weather, especially the large hail. As we go into southeast Missouri, St. Genevieve, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Annapolis, Missouri, heading back towards Centerville, Lesterville, Codaway, you folks down that way may be in line for better chances of tornadoes and stronger winds, and that risk goes over towards Kaskaskia Island, towards Chester, Sparta, Mount Vernon, Nashville, Illinois as well. So east and southeast of St. Louis, the better chances of seeing more significant severe weather. Again, this is just one model's output of what we think will happen this afternoon. Timing may be off just a little bit, but the reality is thunderstorms are already starting to develop out ahead of this front. And as the moisture is surging back, there's no reason to think that we're not going to see more of these thunderstorms develop. And the cores of these thunderstorms will have some large hail and some damaging winds with them as they press on through. Now, ahead of the thunderstorms, we're well into the 80s. Once we get the storms going, we drop back into the 70s for temperatures. So that's what we'll be looking at as we head into this afternoon. I think by 4 or 5 o'clock, most of this will be east of St. Louis, and our threat of severe weather will be diminishing. Once the line goes through, and once you've been hit by the thunderstorms, then your threat level drops off. Notice they're lagging a little bit, perhaps, down across southeastern portions of Missouri. We always watch the southernmost storms, too, because these are the storms, when you're on the southern end, they haven't been impacted by storms farther to the south. And so the storms, as you go farther north, tend to get robbed of some of the ingredients, but those ones on the south still have that open inflow of all the good moisture and all the good ingredients. So we'll see if that all comes together and how it all comes out to play. We say 7 o'clock in case our timing is a little fast. This is showing this mostly out of our area between 5 and 6. And I'd be okay with that. I bet you would be too. So after the line goes through, we're done. So a couple of things here. This is the high resolution, one of our high resolution American models. This is a significant hail parameter. There's no color table that you need to see at the top of this. When it's red, that means the potential for significant hail is high. All right? Notice how it's just flirting with St. Louis here right now. Notice how it increases ahead of that line of thunderstorms. We bring the moisture back, and when we do that, that really increases the storm's capability of producing hail. The darker reds down to our south, they linger into the evening hours down to our south. So as we head towards 7 o'clock tonight, while there may still be a few thunderstorms lingering in our far eastern counties, and probably not, but while there may be, the focus for the more intense thunderstorms at that point will be closer to the Ohio River Valley. All right, here's another thing we like to look at. This is the significant tornado parameter. Could there be some significant tornadoes? Well, that's certainly possible. And I'll back it up a little bit. I'm not going to say that we will, for sure, have tornadoes out of this. The storms are going to be rotating, because what happens is you do get rotating thunderstorms. They're supercells. And when you have your supercells and they're rotating, then you're basically, let me see if I can get this mouse to work. Uh-oh. Well, there we go. Well, anyway, I guess we're not going to see that. Maybe we'll try to go back and get it to do it again. This is what I wanted to show you, though, that as we go into the evening, that focus for the significant tornadoes shifts south. Now, this was much more widespread on yesterday's model runs than it is right now. So maybe that's a good news thing for some parts of western Kentucky. The problem is the folks in western Kentucky also have the higher risk of seeing the 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts today, more so than we do. Again, we're looking out there at the moment. That's St. Charles. It is bright, it's beautiful. There are no problems at the moment. Looking from the Illinois side, Worldwide Technology Raceway, the breeze has picked up, turning more to the south. As it turns more to the south, that's going to bring the moisture back. Yesterday, our dew points were around 70. We're not getting that muggy again this afternoon, but we'll get muggy enough. So we had thunderstorms that developed down to our south overnight and early this morning. They scooted out. As they've scooted out, that's opened the door to this moisture returning from the south. There are the thunderstorms developing east of Springfield right now, and a couple of them stretch down into Arkansas, and they do have warnings on there. I had the dew point temperatures in here. Where you see the green here, that's where the dew points are going up. That's the moisture. It's surging back, and it's surging back along this warm front, which is pressing in from the south. And where are the thunderstorms developing? Out ahead of this cold front coming in from the west in that very warm, moist air. That's what's going to continue to happen throughout the afternoon hours. Again, right now, it is quiet. You're starting to see the clouds beginning to grow down towards Cuba, down towards Rolla. They'll be building. They'll be going up in the next hour or two. Here's the good news we have for you. Weekend looks great. Tomorrow, upper 70s, around 80. Same sort of temperature on Sunday, although Sunday extra cloud cover. There might be a brief sprinkle on Sunday, but it's highly doubtful we will have rain on Sunday in most areas. So our weather impact alert Friday, today, this afternoon, from now until about 7 o'clock. Once the storms go through, your severe weather threat ends. Weekend looks pretty decent. By Sunday night into Monday, showers and thunderstorms. Tuesday into Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms across the area. Again, we're all going to stay alert this afternoon and this evening as these storms roll through. The potential for large hail is our greatest threat in St. Louis, but we can't rule out some stronger winds as well as the potential for some isolated tornadoes, especially across southeast Missouri, southern portions of Illinois. So stay alert this afternoon. Stay, when the storms are approaching, you want to stay inside, away from the windows and doors. In this case, really, because of the hail, you definitely want to be away from those windows. You want to be inside. If there's tornado warnings, then you go to your safe place in your basement or in the hallway or the closet. So that'll wrap it up for now. Jim Castillo's here. Tracy Hinson's in the Storm Tracker. We'll keep you up to date as the afternoon progresses.